And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your mid-month updates for December 2021, wrapping up the year here, strong and empowered. What I have laid in front of you here are 4 tarot cards and 2 oracle angel cards. We're gonna basically do this rapid fire, fast pace. I already shuffled all of the cards. I do that ahead of time to save a bunch of time. So we just ritual cut and get right to the signs. What's going on in the middle of your month? What do they want to talk about? If you want to jump ahead to your sign, in the description it shows the timestamp of when that is, and it's also broken down into chapters. So let's waste no more time and get started, shall we? Virgo is first. Going to be using the angel deck here, and this deck, I call it my traditional deck. I do my ritual cuts right now. I do them live and on camera every single time. Do that with both of these here, and then we're ready to run them. There we go. So Virgo is first. Let's see what's going on for Virgo, mid-month of December. And I need a discard. See if we need to upright it, and we do not. They want it red blocked. So right now it's a little convoluted for Virgo right now. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Perhaps too many moving parts to get a clear read. I have both of these cards being blocked, and they wanted me to leave it that way. So there's definitely a lot going on. Some of you Virgos feel like you're on 2 different paths, or you're at a crossroads of some form, or you're waiting for something to occur. That is just not here yet. That could also be why it's blocked. You could feel like you're driving a little bit blind right here. For some of my Virgos, you might not see what's next, or when this next thing is coming, or what's going on. Some of you are actually stuck in a choice here. You don't know if you should go left or right, for lack of a better term. And Spirit is basically saying it's going to be okay either way. They don't want you to get wrapped up too much in your head right now. It's a very cerebral card. Actually, both of these cards are, because I have double swords, and swords are always the cerebral suit. Right behind that, they have the Ace of Swords. That is a new idea that is not here yet. Some kind of blockage is going on there also, so it's not coming in clean. Hopefully, as we move out of December into January, at least when we get past the full moon. The full moon is always kind of a harbinger there, right on the 18th of December. So once we get past that, hopefully this will start breaking open, and you'll be getting more inspiration, more new ideas, and stuff like that going on. And going back to the main card, they just don't want you to worry about things right now. Things are okay. And it's okay that you don't know everything that's going on and the outcome of those things. So that's what we have for Virgo. Next up is Libra. Libra is next. All right, Libra mid-month. More blockages. Let's discard and see. Okay, Libra, they want to be reverted back up, so that's what I will do. Now, Libra, they have a positive love message coming here, an action in love. So this is moving something forward in regards to your love corner. It may not be just your love life and relationship, but also your family and your close friends come up in your love corner. So there's an action going on with one of those people, or perhaps multiple. There's an action going on, and I mean, this... A lot of you are probably like, oh yeah, we're getting together for Christmas. It's beyond that, because, that's kind of more of a given. And this is more of kind of telling you something that you don't already necessarily know. It's a good time for action in your love corner too. So if there's anything that you need to do with a family member or a friend, like let's say you wanted to go take a little, mini vacation or a weekend trip or something like that, it's a good time to do that with your person or with your people in general. So positive love action is being requested here, and what that is for you is going to be different for everybody because it's a general reading. Now, the next card right behind that there is, they say, just hold your ground here, be a little bit defensive. So you may want to kind of dig in a little bit here. Some of you... You may also be spending some time around people that maybe just aren't your favorite people. So you may tend to be a little defensive here, and that's actually okay. They want you to make sure that you're guarded right here in the middle of the month. It doesn't necessarily tell me that you're under attack, but it kind of implies that it may occur. So just be guarded, be a little extra cautious about like kind of your surroundings and who you associate with, who you spend time with right now. This energy is vacillating. It will go away, but right now it's here and it's saying to be a little defensive. So that's what we have there for Libra. Next up is Pisces. Pisces is next. Pisces, middle of the month. Okay, for Pisces, they really, another very cerebral message. This is similar to Virgo's message. I can see why they wanted to use the same set of decks for both of these. Now, for Pisces, the first thing they talk about is being very authoritative with your mindset. Both of these, like I said, are cerebral cards. In the swords, we have double swords again. So starting with making up your mind, not just making up your mind, but keeping very clear what your priorities are, what you're doing. You know, don't be wavery at all. Be very, very confident in your own head. It doesn't mean you have to go out and make changes and do physical things, but up here, they want you to own it. They want you to, you know, be very authoritative with your mental actions, making up your mind about things, coming to conclusions. That's what comes up here in the middle of the month very, very strongly. For some of you, the card behind it is not a pleasant one. It's the card of theft, loss, and deceit. Hopefully this is not my people, because my people are wonderful people, and they would never do such things, of course, because of karma. But for everybody else, you know, this circulates around you. So even if this is not directly you, which I just told you it's not, there is a factor around you of theft, loss, or deceit. So it's basically just a warning sign to just be a little cautious here for the rest of the year. For December, you know, make sure you lock up your house, you lock up your car, you don't leave valuables out in the open, and also be careful about being forgetful and losing something, because if you lose something, it's just like somebody stole it from you. The end result is that you don't have it, so the energy is exactly the same. Also, make sure not to surround yourself with deceitful people, because they are there. So just, it's an awareness thing for my Pisces. So just be on the lookout for that. And going back to the first card, be very, very sure about your mental aptitude, your mental decision making. Keep a clear head right here in the middle of the month. Okay, next up we have a deck switch. I need to switch for Gemini. Gemini is coming in here with this deck. And two other signs, but let's start with Gemini. Did my ritual cuts, put it back together in a separate order, and then we can run Gemini. Gemini, middle of the month. Okay. The first thing that they say here for Gemini is purging energies of theft, loss, or deceit. That's something we just talked about for Pisces, but this is a completely different energy here. For some of you, this is almost like you giving it away. It's like you letting people steal from you on purpose, or you just giving away the farm, or perhaps just giving too much, period. It could be giving too much money, but it could also be energetic. It could be just, you know, giving your energy to people, places, things, jobs, etc., that you just don't get that return on investment back for. So it's bringing that up so you just are aware of it, so that you can, you know, make changes as you see fit. But that energy is present, so just be aware of it. The thing they show right behind that is a very positive card. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is good home life, good environment. So good, you're surrounded with very good things. I don't know if this is talking about your actual home, or if this is more like family related, but you're either surrounded by a very good place or very good people, or possibly both. Very important this middle of December here to just embellish and just revel in the fact that this is just good energy. You know, like, take advantage of it. Spend extra time with, you know, and it may not be your home. It could be other people's home too, but it's a very camaraderie type group energy. And for most of you, this will be taking place at your own home, but for some of you, this will not. Either way, the energy is fabulous there. Looks very good. Also a good time to remind you that any kind of projects for the home would be very well wrapped up here. So it's a good project time, good things to do, repairs or improvements with the home or your house situation. The home is kind of like a vast card, but those are a few of the things that it could mean for you specifically. So there we go for Gemini. Next up is Leo. Leo is next. Leo, middle of the month. What do we got? Okay. For Leo, they mostly want to talk work, enterprise, business, area of study, learning something new, collegiate courses, or retirement if you're of that age. They really want you to put your foot down here. They really want you to be authoritative with work. Work needs the energy right now. And that work corner is expansive. It's all those things I just mentioned for you. It could be any of those things or multiple. They really want you to take authority here. Don't slack. Don't procrastinate. Don't let anything get out of control. Work is really, it's just requiring a lot right now. It's just like, when the baby needs to eat. You know, you just got to feed the baby. That's kind of what's going on with work right now. Work is the baby, and you need to feed it. So depending on, you know, what you got going on in your work corner, that's going to mean different things for everybody. But the context is key there, and that's going to be the same for just about everybody. Now, they do talk about moving into a rough patch. I don't know if that means work or just these next couple weeks could be a little challenging for my Geminis, or for my Leos. I'm sorry, I didn't move my cursor here. Leos could be a little challenging for my Leos, but this is just a short-term thing. This could be small minor setbacks, or it could just be day-to-day challenges, just stuff that you don't necessarily want to deal with, and you just have to because it's presented itself to you. It's just like, you know, for example, getting a flat tire. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just giving you an example. If you get a flat tire on the way into work, it's unfortunate and it sucks, but you know, you got to deal with it because it's not going to fix itself. So you got to get it towed, or, you know, bring it to a tire place, or whatever you got to do. It's just something you have to deal with. And that's kind of the energy, what's going on here with what they're describing here for Leo, right here in the middle of the month. So the good news is that they're kind of warning you so that when these little setbacks happen these next couple weeks, it's not a huge surprise to you. You're kind of ready for it, and you're like, okay, I knew this was coming. What's next? You know, let's get on with it. Let's move past this so we can get on to the good stuff. That's what they show for Leo. Next up is Aquarius. Aquarius here, middle of the month for December. There's my first big theme. Finally, we get to pull an angel card. So this was really all about you, Aquarius, because you guys are the only ones that used this angel oracle card deck. Very, very empowering message. This is going to be, they're telling me it's a split set here. We're going to be talking about love for some of my Aquariuses here. They're also going to be talking about work. So it's going to be kind of half and half. So to figure out which one they're talking about for you here, the card they start with is the Emperor card. This is the God card in tarot, the supreme authority of divination. It's like giving you the green light to go for it. Like, you know, there's no restrictions. You have the full. And it's a very masculine card, too. It doesn't mean that you are masculine or anything like that, but it's telling you to take that kind of take charge, kind of rigid and strong energy right here in the middle of the month. They want you to spread your wings. That's the angel card we pulled. This whole thing was about that. They want you to not hold back right now. So it's very correlating to the Emperor card, like what I just described. They're saying that the timing is perfect now and that you are ready to soar. In this angel oracle card deck, the woman pictured has angel wings, and it is an angel card deck. So they're basically saying that they want you to soar. They want you to take off and take flight here. Now, for some of you, this may be business related. That's one of the things I told you that this was going to be split in between. For those of you that this is a business message for, they really want you to pay attention to the lessons that you've learned. So there's going to be cyclical repeating things from your past work experiences and enterprise and business experiences that are coming back that they expect you to learn from, or to have learned from, so that you can do proper things with this and move it in the right direction. Spread your wings. So it's also a really good time to launch any kind of new business projects or businesses or anything related to work. It's a very good launch. You know, light the fuse and go. That's really what they're showing there. Now, I told you that it's split, so let's talk about the love side. On the love side, they really want you to nurture your love corner. We have the Queen here. So the Queen is that motherly energy, being very loving to your family, close friends. It's coming up because it's probably going to be necessitary, like a necessity is what I'm trying to say, a necessity to do that. So it's going to be perhaps challenging to, you know, love somebody a certain way. You know, like maybe you're really mad at them, but instead of being mad at them, you choose love instead. And, you know, you just take the higher road approach. That's what comes up here in the energy. It doesn't mean that that's the exact situation, but the bottom line is that they want you to nurture your love corner here. They say that you do a very good job of it. That's the good news here for Aquarius, is that you do a great job of it. It did not come in blocked. It comes in very clear. So they want a continuance of that. So keep loving your family, your love corner there, your close friends, and your lover if you have one. And, you know, things are going to wrap up very good for December. So that's what we have there. Now we do a couple deck switches here as we move into Scorpio. Scorpio gets this deck as well as the red Oracle Angel card deck. I'm going to ritual cut both, put them back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to run. Do the same for here. Okay, Scorpio, middle of the month. Let's go. We have double blockages. I need to discard to see if we upright, and we do. They do want these both up. So that's what we'll do. Scorpio, the first thing they want to talk about here is good credit, good money, good return on investment. So this could be monetary, this could be financial, or it could also be energetic, where you're getting a good return on your investment. You're putting energy into good places, good people, good things, good work, good health, and you're getting a kickback from it. Energetic here in the middle of the month. It's a very good thing to see. So you're really reaping what you put out there. And for what they're talking about here for Scorpios, they're showing this as a positive thing. If it was not positive, it would be inverted. They'd be saying like bad credit, essentially. So here we have good credit. It's a good way to start. We have double pentacles here. So usually this is pretty strong in the money sector. This could also be a very financially heavy message. So now the secondary card, I have the Two of Pentacles. This is very much putting time, effort, and energy into two different corners of your life. This could also be two different accounts, is what they're telling me, for two different people, or two things that you do with your finances, two different routes. Now, they're saying that this is a balancing act, whichever definition you are in this card here. Even if it's two different areas of your life, like let's say, your work life and your love, your family life, and it's just this constant limbo because work demands a lot of you, and then you're trying to put energy into your family, so you're always doing this thing. What they're showing here is that the next middle of the month here, basically through the end of the year, is going to be a very challenging time to do that. It's going to be challenging to balance yourself, but that's also the advice. They want you to be balanced. They want you to make sure you have enough time for your family. They want to make sure that you don't neglect work, and even your health corner can come up in there too. Don't neglect your health, or don't put so much time into your health and go into the gym and all these things that you neglect other corners. So it's a very balancing act here for Scorpio. Very important. They want me to let you know that you hold the key to this here. So, whether it turns out good or whether it turns out bad, they want you to be accountable for it. They're saying you hold the keys to it here. In this deck specifically, the little bird is holding the keys, and it's actually not the keys, it's a pin to a grenade. So they want you to balance this very well, because what can happen if you don't is that one corner can really get blown up here. You can really blow yourself to bits here in a corner. So, for example, you're spending too much time at home, and you're not getting your stuff done at work. Well, that could just turn out really, really bad. That's just one example of many that this could be. So that's what's going on there for Scorpio. Hope that makes sense to you, Scorpio. Next, we move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is next. Middle of the month. Sagittarius also got double inverts. We're going to discard to see if we need to move them up, and we do. They want those uprighted. All right, so Sagittarius, the first thing that we need to kind of warn you about right here, this middle of the month, you have a tendency to lose money. And I don't just mean spending. I mean, it could certainly be that too, but you can also lose money. It's the bankrupt card. So you want to be careful about scams, or about, having to, be careful where you move your money into, because you might not get it back. You might not get it back. Also, just be super cautious. As I don't feel like this is like a thing you need to be afraid of. Just be aware of, really, more than anything, because it is a general reading and it's not going to hit everybody the same. But at the same time, they're bringing up the kind of the isolation card. So this could also be a kind of like an abandonment vibe as far as energetic. So you may be spending some time alone here, Sagittarius, middle of the month. It's actually okay to do that. But don't get into hermit mode. Don't spend all your time by yourself. As human beings, we're very social creatures, and even if we feel like we don't need other people, we really do. And they're saying for Sagittarius is that you really need the warmth right here in the middle of the month. They don't want you to be left out in the cold. The secondary card we have there is the Eight of Swords. That's really smelling the beauty of the flowers. In this card, in this deck specifically, that's what they show. It's a little bit confined, a little bit tied down, but at the same time, they're saying that you do have enough freedom to move around. You have enough maneuverability. You're not as stuck as you may feel that you are. So look at the positives. Be grateful for the good things that are still there. This is a patch. This is temporary. This is going to move on, and hopefully hopefully this is extremely short-lived. This is a short reading. We're just looking at the middle of the month here, really. So, but that's what they want you to focus on there. They want you to get warm, be a little giving, but at the same time, watch who you give your money to and what you move finances with. That's what we have there for Sagittarius. Next up is Taurus. Taurus, middle of the month. There's another big theme. Super big. I'm going to discard to see if we need to upright. And we do. And I also need one of these oracle cards. First thing they want to talk about here, for some of you, this is going to be a lesser definition here for my Tauruses, but for some of you, this has to do with a car. They're giving it the clean it up card here. So some of you need to either do car repairs or really just get to straightening things out with it. Maybe maintenance perhaps has been delayed or neglected. You really got to work on this. Now, this is not going to be the car for everybody, but it comes up. So I have to bring it up because the Chariot in tarot means transportation, and whatever transportation is for you, most people it's a car. You know, other people it could be a motorcycle or a bike or something like that. But that's what comes up. It's coming in okay, but at the same time, I have the Oracle card clean it up, so something there needs a little attention. That's what they're really calling for. They're saying you have all the tools here. You don't need to wait. You don't need to get, you know, secondary opinions or stuff like that. They're basically saying you're good to go to wrap this thing up, whatever it is specifically for you. I guess I should also give you the other definition of the Chariot. If it has nothing to do with the car, like let's say you just don't have anything to do with car or transportation, it's just not in your life at all. You live above your business. You just walk downstairs to go to work. If that's you, what they're talking about here is that it's a pull of energy between two different areas, and it's almost like two different areas or two different things in your life are really pulling apart from each other. And Spirit is really wants you to kind of hone this back into one thing. Stop spreading yourself too thin and to focus on one thing at a time. The same message applies for the Strength card that I just talked about, saying you have all the tools, so let's go. Let's get this together. Let's get this honed down into one thing. And if it's a car thing, then that's a very easy thing to get it honed into because you already know what I'm talking about. The other thing here is they show complete immobility, completely tied down here. That's probably the advice of what they don't want you to be. They want you to get this taken care of so that you don't get stuck, you don't get stagnated, you don't hit that quicksand and just now you can't go anywhere anymore because you're just stuck. They do show that like even if that occurs, even if it goes to that point, it's going to be okay. They do show you blooming anyway in the deck that they wanted to describe this with. So that's what we have there for Taurus. Very interesting. Next up, we do a deck switch here. Capricorn's next. Capricorn's right here. Do the ritual cuts and put it back together in a separate order and run Capricorn. Capricorn, December, middle of the month. Okay, for Capricorns, we have a person here. This may be you. This may be somebody else very close to you, Capricorn, because they both come up. We have people coming up first. We actually have a couple people. We have a knight and a page. The ages can vary. Usually these are on the younger side of people. Middle age to younger. Doesn't necessarily have to be so. But we have a person here outside of you or in your close circle, somebody who, affects your life directly that's coming up here. They're saying that either you need to slow down with this person or this person needs to slow down. They're going way too quick. We have the Eight of Wands here that's coming in next. It's inverted. It usually is the fastest card in the deck. When it's inverted, it's saying it's the slowest card in the deck. So if you or this person are taking things slow, and this may even be like a dating type thing, it's going to hit different ways for different Capricorns, but they really want this person or you to slow down with this person. That's the message. This person's either trying to go way too fast or they're just going to mess something up by doing that. And really, it's a very simple message. It's very clear. There's not another way to read it. It's just slow the heck down. Take a second. Take a breath. Come up for air once in a while. Just slow things down and it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. This person also they show both of these people or I really just need to focus on the one. Let's really just focus on one. Yeah, I have two people there, but that's how Spirit shows me that we're talking about a person and not the energy of the card. Because if we were talking about the energy of the Knight of Wands, I'd be reading it like a work action. But we're not doing that. We're reading this like a person. So that's pretty much the end of that message there. So this person needs to slow down. So whatever you can do to get them to do that, because you are directly affected here. It's coming up under Capricorn, which is you. Even if this person is not a Capricorn, they're in your circle close enough where Spirit thinks that you have an influence here. So very important thing to consider. Middle of the month for Capricorn. Next up comes Cancer. Cancer is next, middle of the month. Okay, for Cancer, we're very, very heavy on the work load here, the work message, the work, enterprise, business, area of study. retirement if you're of that age, or learning something new like collegiate courses, or going to school to learn something new, or accreditations or culinary classes, whatever it is you're trying to learn, because your work corner never stops, even when you're retired. You're always learning something new or doing something with your time. So whatever you do the most with your time that's not family related comes up under work corner. For most of you, this is job. This is basically job stuff. There is a message coming in very, very soon, before the year ends. Definitely before the year ends, a correspondence. That is a good small victory. They present it as a small victory and coming in very soon. So some of you may have been waiting for some news, perhaps for work, or to hear about something, or for an extra bonus or a paycheck, or going to be different things for different people. But that's what's coming in here for Cancer, is that this correspondence is coming in quick, and it's coming soon, and it's coming as a positive. So I'm not really concerned with it. There's no advice to give you unless it's anything you need to be looking out for, like negatively. So we are looking out for coming in quick, but it is a correspondence, so it could even just be news. It might not actually be like a physical to the touch thing. It might just be news. But this could also be like something like a promotion, or it's usually a small victory. So I don't want to amp it up like it's going to be massively big, but hey, good news, even if it's in small little things, good news is good news. It's good to see. So that's what we have there for Cancer. Okay, so our last sign is going to be Aries. Aries is last, wrapping up the year, middle of the month here, December, Aries. I have a couple blocked things here I need to discard, see if we need to revert, and they would like it upright. That's what we're going to do. Also need an Oracle Angel card because it's a big theme. Okay, so for Aries, they start with the Emperor card. Another sign had this too. I can't remember which one it was, but they really want you to take authority, take control here of your life, of a situation, or anything that's spiraling or out of control, or anything that could use more energy, more control toward getting it straightened out. That's really what comes up first. Some of you are feeling a little betrayed. I have the Orphaned card up here. Some of you may also be just spending more time alone than usual. The Orphaned card does have a bunch of meanings up there, but usually it's kind of a little bit of a gloomy vibe to it. So, whatever it is that you got to do to not feel that way, hopefully, spending time with people you care about is a great way to fix that. Like very close friends, family members, even reaching back out to friends that you haven't seen or talked to for a while, kind of help to rekindle relationships like that. They talk about that a lot of you have already kind of made this decision. So this decision has already been made in your mind, at least. Now it's time to put it into play. Let's put it into action right here this middle of the month. They say that you've already blown the horn on this. You've decided. So let's actually own up to it. Let's be accountable for it. They do talk about growth. They're happy that you've done this. They show that you're paying attention to the decisions you've made. Now all you got to do is kind of own it and live it and experience it. And this growth is important. This could also be a financial message for some of my Aries, as far as like finances on the up and up. But for a lot of you, this is energetic growth. So this is just very, very good karma. Return on investment, and just growth in general. So all good things to see there, with the exception of that time alone, that Orphan card. So I'm going to go back to that just for very briefly and just tell you, you're never really alone. Spirit works in mysterious ways. You have a spirit team, guardian angels, spirit guides that are with you all the time. Just because you don't see them with your eyes doesn't mean they're not there. But like I said, go back to reaching out to old friends or family members. It's a very good time to get away from this vibe, this Orphan vibe. We don't want you to feel that way at all. And, it's not going to hit all Aries the same either. This could be, some of you feel isolated in your family. Some of you feel isolated, like, you've just gotten away from health for a while. And now you kind of feel out on an island with health, like, oh, I really got to get this straightened out. That's kind of what they're saying here. So this can fit different parts of your life, different ways. So finding the context is obviously huge there, but that's really what they want for Aries. So that's the gist of kind of all of it. So that's going to wrap up everything for our mid-month. I do want to thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't, so you can see the future videos. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with the Love Tarot, singles and couples, posting that tomorrow for anybody interested in the love readings, singles and couples. See you then. Bye-bye.